Okay guys, so it is day 2 of videos. And I'm just getting out. And it's like probably close to 9. There goes some more concrete tracks. And my kids are trying to get themselves in. It's nice when they brush their hair. They beat me out today. So today is the last day of homeschooling. So I'm kind of videotaping a couple of days before. Yeah, they want the tents being shown. So let's see if I can get it in. I'm a little bit freer on the last day, and it's just getting it done. Getting their schoolwork done. Did you catch that? We're all not wanting to finish this year. But I got my tea. It's not coffee. I don't do coffee, guys. I do my tea. Hey, stop. And so I'm gonna bring it out here. Kids beat me out. They're supposed to be working on worksheets out here, getting it done. And then I just make sure that I get all the worksheets in, and if they don't get anything. No devices, outside play, well, somewhat outside play. I guess they're kind of outside play when they're... Okay, so I'm coming out. We decided we were going to do some changes last night. That's just very abnormal for me, but very normal for my husband. So I was down determined I wanted to do potatoes, and last minute last night we decided we were going to not do potatoes. And so I'm going to show you some things that we're changing on the last day of school. And we're having what we call a 3/4 day. That means Mommy's not doing any board work, no teaching, no nothing. They're just getting their worksheets done. And I do that just from time to time because I feel like if I do it all the time and a lot of time, they're not actually comprehending what they're supposed to be learning. Okay, so on a beautiful night like it was last night, we stayed up until we couldn't work any longer last night. And I actually went shopping. And I left my husband to work in the garden, and I told him I need lots of cages. So last night he got in here and gave me what he could of what he had left. And as you can see, I don't have all of them caged yet, and I'm probably gonna get some wire cutters and trim up some of these just so that I can get in and weed a little easier. The bottom of it's not really a big matter. So that's some of what I'm going to do today. And then I said I went shopping last night. And shopping for some things. I'm hoping the next year my husband gets my hints too many times that I'm going to start seeding. And I've been watching some more experts on how to seed. But we'll talk more about that later. Okay, these are different styles of peppers. So we got red peppers, green peppers, orange peppers, yellow peppers, and they are going in where I said my cucumbers were gonna go. Okay, and then I got, here he goes. Alright. One of those big flying bugs that are supposed to come out every 17 years. I call them cicadas. I have no clue what they're really called. He just flew out of my garden. Okay. This area here is going to get divided up amongst, let's see, I think I decided one side was going to be cucumbers because I got cucumber seeds, and I'm hoping that I can get them going enough to get them germinate and everything in the ground. This side over here is supposed to be onions. My husband asked very last minute last night if we could do onions instead of potatoes and more peppers. instead of potatoes. So this mama decided, fine, sure, we'll do it. So we've got onions and cucumbers and peppers all going in. And then while I was out, I asked him, you know what? I really would like to do some lettuce. So he is either A, going to buy more. So he's either going to buy more of these buckets, or he has one left here. And we have decided that we were going to do one bucket of just my leafy lettuce and kale. So I'm hoping that works. In the process, we'll see. And then these guys here, if you know my family, my husband's half Mexican, so he loves things hot. We have 2 giant jalapeno plants here and there, and then we have habanero peppers, and then we've just got a regular hot, I don't even know how to say that, Anaheim plant here, and he's gonna put those, I think, in buckets. We might be doing some sharing, we'll see. And then I think that's where we're at. I might have a bucket or 2 left lingering around that I might use. I'm pondering about making some kind of new bucket of strawberries to thin this out a little bit more, but I haven't decided. I've thinned it out and I've pulled stuff out, and I think I need to do it again. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to get started today, and I will show you off and on what's going on and what I've done. Let's just kind of peek around at the plants real quick. I did notice that these babies are growing. These are some kind of pepper. Are they hot? These are a hot pepper, so don't ask me to touch them. They look like they're sriracha. We got some little ones here of Cajun bell peppers, and then we've got Revolution peppers. Those guys kind of look like a tomato, but I won't call them peppers. And we got another Revolution pepper over here. And these guys are in the big buckets here that are connected to the water. We've got some flowering going on these guys down here, and they're I don't know how to say it, poblano inco peppers. So we'll see how those go. They're supposed to do better than the ones out here because they're hooked in. Okay, so I see, let's see if I can get out of the way. To zoom in here really close, I have some little itty bitty cherry red tomato, husky cherry red tomatoes. Look in there, you see that? My chickens are laughing at me. Okay. I don't see any on that one. I don't even see any flowers on that one. I see flowers, but I'm not seeing any actual tomatoes. My smallest one is giving me my best tomatoes so far, so we'll see how this goes. No tomatoes. I got flowers blooming. I love seeing the flowers blooming on them. because that gives me excitement that they're coming. And I do this like every year. I'm like, okay, where are they at? What's next? I got a weed in here. And if you don't know gardening, like I did not grow up with a garden when I was a kid. And so all the stuff that I've learned, and these guys really need to be caged. He is gonna get some wires to make some cages tonight. And if you don't know much about tomato plants, sensitive to water, so you've got to watch them being on the ground, because they can really get diseases. And I'm really worried that these plants, I'm gonna have to probably trim a lot off them. That's why I'm kind of letting them grow a little bit so I can trim a little bit off of them when I get them to stand upright. I'm hoping they don't end up taking root in the ground. And my beds, I did weed yesterday, but I didn't get it all. But they look a whole lot better than they did after that rain. It's so hard to get the weeds up and get them upright. I'm just seeing flowers in these other ones. That first one, my smallest one, is being my best one yet this year. So we'll see. I've got some other tomato plants over here. This one's got lots and lots of flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. I mean, I've got clusters all over. And that first one, the smallest plant I have of tomato, is my best one yet. So we'll see. We'll keep on going here. I need to wait about another week and I can start taking stuff off my herbs here. I'm kind of excited about that. I have to wait probably 2 weeks before I really start seeing anything from these guys, because I just got them in. I'm gonna say probably another week, maybe a week and a half before I see green beans. Growing up. And then like I said, my broccoli is a prayer that I get anything. I never do good with broccoli. But, and this right here, if you watch my videos for when I do them towards the evening time, right now is probably the most sun this spot right here gets. And that's because, you know, on that tree right there shades it. And then as it goes into the evening, you get shade from those guys. So basically the sun will come across and work its way right into this tree. So we'll get some poppin' sun areas right through here and here, but really it just gets shade right in this spot right here. So you'll see as I keep going that you'll see those guys. Alright guys, so this is, I guess, my day 3 of videotaping what's going on. And so I just came out to feed the chickens, which I just gave them food, but they're gonna laugh at me until I give them some water and close the gate to the fence because they want to go roam the yard, and I don't want them to roam the yard because they get on cars and hide under cars and all that good stuff. And my husband's about to leave to go to work, and I don't need that. And it's a Saturday, so I'm out here actually fairly early. I thought it was going to rain last night, and the weather said it was going to rain last night, but we actually could literally sit here and watch it bypass us. You could just see it off in the distance just raining. And so my garden didn't get watered, And so I'm out here really early, and I'm gonna put water on the garden and help these babies grow. So I'll show you some of that. A little something here. We've got compost. This is last night's, probably yesterday morning. I normally put it in a smaller bowl with a lid, but we did some potatoes last night and we chopped up some onions, and it actually took more than a little bowl. So I have this much, and I can put it all in the compost. So here we go. And yesterday I did do some compost moving just so I get some dirt. So I moved this pile over to that pile, and so that is going to be ready for next year. So basically it will take a full year to get things ready for compost. I got some more still in here that can move over, or I can even, I'm digging at the bottom for dirt when I need it, but if I don't use it, this one's going to be the new compost. And so literally anything that's left in here is just going to be for the following year. So I can literally leave the crumbs on the bottom and not even worry about digging for the little things. Okay, so I got everything watered. I'm pondering about hooking up another water hose, another hose to it, because it doesn't reach all the way to my other side of my garden. So I'm going to probably do some of that. I can do a bucket, but with tomato plants, kind of pouring on them is really hard. I'd like to sneak in on the bottom, like I did the front ones here, and just get the bottom of them. So I might see if one of the other hoses is not being used and hook that up. Or my green beans. Well, my broccoli looks like it's blooming really good. It looked like some of the leaves were yellow. Once we got them planted, I have really seen it bloom. So I'm kind of excited about that. Where are they? We've got a lot of green beans. As I was watering, I couldn't see them. They're starting to bloom. You can see right there between the cracks. Here's one here. And so I'm letting them bloom a little bit. And then as they bloom, I'm going to put, there's another one now, I don't know if you can see my finger right there inside the crack. As they start to bloom, I think if there's another one down in the green, underneath the green there. As they start to bloom, I'm going to put more dirt on them. So I'm getting very, very excited about my green beans. And these are cucumbers. And I have never seen pink seeds before, ever. Ever have I ever seen pink seeds before. And this is the first time. And so I'm kind of excited about it because I want to see what kind of seeds come out of these cucumbers. And I normally buy cucumbers already made, growing already in a pot. And so this is the first time I've actually sowed seeds into the ground for cucumbers. So I'm excited to see how those turn out. These guys, again, I planted yesterday. And I can't wait to see what happens there. And these guys, I have one more week from tomorrow, and I can start doing herb stuff with them and trimming off them, because they say give them about 2 weeks before I start trimming off and all that good stuff, so that they don't die. I don't want to kill my plants. I killed my plants last year, or 2 years ago, I think, maybe. I think 2 years ago I planted them in a pot, and I killed everything but rosemary, and then the wind took the pot and blew it across into the pine trees, and my rosemary was gone. So that's what I get for that, right? My kids yesterday kept coming in the garden and talking to me, and I was like, what are they up to? I noticed that Josiah kept coming over to my strawberry plants and eating them. So I have lots of strawberries, and I noticed this morning this guy down here. I put my rakes and my shovels in pots just so that they don't get lost. This guy down here got eaten by a bird. I hope that wasn't a Josiah, but he was picking them and eating them all up. So I do have some more growing that are pink, not quite red yet, and I'm kind of hoping that the birds don't eat them all up. I've had a lot of crows cocking at me back here, and so I'm hoping, like, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see that one. Right there. And I got some over here in the new pot. Tiny itty bitty one right there. So we'll see how these guys go. And I was trying to talk my husband into pulling our cucumber that looks like a tomato off, but he's letting it go. I think he would get better ones if he would pull it off and let other ones come on. But these guys are kind of my husband's doing. They're in this pot, these 5-gallon buckets, and so you notice that they have holes in the side. There's a big hole on the bottom, and that big hole has like a sensor thing underneath it, and I wish I could pull it up to show you. But there's like a sensor down underneath here, and then this is all full of water, right? This pipe right here. And so when it senses that it needs water, it releases water. It has to do with like a pressure, something like that. And so these pipes here are hooked to the black tube. It's like a hose. It's all hooked. It's like piping here, guys. If you're a plumber or know somebody, they can do this easily. This is nothing. And then that hose, if you see, comes through here and hooks right up to my giant water. And we literally haven't had any rain. Let's see. So I came out here Thursday, Friday, and we're on Saturday. So that's 3 days. And we've watered, and I've given chicken water and everything. So we're here to kind of give you a perspective. I don't know if you can see all that. If we can get in the sunshine. So we have more than enough water, and that will last us for a long, long time. And we're supposed to get more rain. I'm trying to think. Off and on this weekend? Maybe? I just love this view. I get this from time to time. And you see that moon? I got this the other day when I was videotaping. And just the perspective I had it. And I hope I get that to you guys. The crows were right there just a minute ago, right over the top of them. And then they all flew away because they knew I was videotaping. They're in my tree. So. Alright, so I have been out here for probably 2 days straight. And I'm basically done at this point. As far as putting things in. I just want to watch it grow. But I can't sit out here. And last night I did some cleaning of the main part of the house, but I know that my kids have terrorized the whole house, so I'm going to make it in to make sure that the house gets cleaned up today. And we do Walmart pickup, and I always swore by it that I would never do it unless I was really sick. And then the world got sick with this coronavirus, and now it's kind of needed because I'm always home. My husband, like I said, Saturday, my husband's always gone. So Saturday afternoon he actually gets home just in time for me to go to the grocery store and pick up our groceries. But if I ever need groceries, I have to take the kids with me, and they have to wear masks in the car. I have a daughter with a low immune system disorder, and you just can't chance it right now. Even though our state of Illinois is now in phase 4, I believe, as my understanding. I literally, being out here in the garden, I get lost. And so I asked my husband, he's like, I don't know, I've been at work all day. So our family's kind of like now lost on what phase we're in. So I believe my understanding with baseball games reopening, we're now either going into phase 4 or we're in phase 4. In which case my daughter's able to get out with a mask. But at the same time, we're going to kind of sit back and just see what happens with the country, because a lot of people, a lot of doctors are saying that about August, when the head colds and all that kind of stuff comes back, then we're going to start seeing coronavirus coming back. And so with kids going back to school and getting out, I'm thinking for sure by August we're going to be back in. And I don't know if I'm ready to chance getting it before everybody else starts going back in August. So we're going to kind of lay low. And I went the other day, I think you guys heard that I went shopping for some plants. And when I went shopping for some plants, I had to go in. I don't know why they have it set up this way, but they have plants outside the garden area, out where you can just snatch them. And then you can't get in through the gate to get to the garden area. So I literally have to walk all the way over to the food door to get in to the garden. So I wanted to see if there was any more cucumbers. They obviously didn't have any more cucumbers, but they had these seeds and I wanted to try them. And so it's gonna get noisy here. We have one of the concrete trucks going by. We haven't seen friends for a while. I mean, we had a drive-through birthday. We try to get out for things that we can. Like a parade thing that my daughter and my son's friend had. Or a park picnic in the back of my van. But they haven't literally seen any of their friends for, let's see, we were done in March 13th. No, 20 something. So we're looking at March, April, May, June. We're going on 3 months. And so they do messaging with friends and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We're just in this time. So I'm telling them, you know, this is only for a time. They're going to eventually come up with a vaccine or a way that if somebody gets it, they can have this medicine very easily and not have to worry that we have enough. And so at that point, then I'm going to be more okay with letting my kids come out a little bit more. And I know that right now, with the state of Illinois being lower right now, that could be a bit more okay. But you have to figure out where that line is to bring them back in when we don't have much to help them. And so we're looking at, like, they're talking August. You know, what's that line? You have to figure out that line. And so that's hard as a parent to figure out, especially one of a low immune system disorder. Where's that line? Where can you draw it, even though the state makes these guidelines that you can go by? I mean, do you go out and trust them? Do you not trust them and stay home all the time? Where are we at? I mean, I don't want to get into politics, and I don't want to get into the whole discussion of riots, but you have to figure out that fine line. And this world is just crazy right now. And then I was going to show you the wind tunnel. If you can see where the van is, between the garage and the house, the wind just blasts through there. So up by the house, it's literally maybe 10 degrees difference from out here, because there's no wind out here, and up there the wind is so cold. So I'm out here. When I come out here, you'll see me, like, we're in the middle of June and I literally have a sweater on, and it's really not that cold out here. Not out here. And a lot of times you'll see me take it off once I get out here. But in the wind tunnel by the house, and the house is actually very cool. We have no AC hooked up to the house, and the house is really cool. And so the rest of the day, the kids went out and picked up limbs, and I cleaned the house. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.